Corn. What a topic, eh? Why has corn been referenced in so many movies? What is so important about corn that it's been a part of the predictive programming for so long? There are so many references and inferences to corn, it's hard to know where to start. Traditionally speaking, corn has been noted of significant value to multiple cultures along historical lines for thousands of years, clearly going back as far as biblical accounts. There are myths, stories, and legends that note spirits that reside within cornfields. Hence, that was the beginning of the use of scarecrows. But why the significance to corn, particularly in the Americas? And as I was reading about corn, I came across this really creepy thing that are called corn dollies. And that became a thing where a voodoo-like doll or effigy is made of the current dried stalks of the corn, so the spirits of the cornfield could reside there until the next harvest. In my opinion, that's super creepy. Maize is specifically noted with its beginnings in Mexico, then pushing into the United States area. Interestingly, maize requires human intervention for it to propagate. I also believe that there is an occultic connotation to this part right here, too. Another interesting fact is that most countries use the term maize, while the term corn is primarily used in the United States and other English-speaking countries. And they specifically point out that international groups associated with the UN prefer the term maize. which lends the question to why. And did you know that maize was used to theorize jumping genes and essential for developmental biology? So much so that there was a Pulitzer Prize won on this topic. Other references to corn includes deity worship. I wonder if this is perhaps the real reason for the corn motif above the fireplace in the movie The Shining. So in Aztec mythology, Centeotl is the maize deity. Centli means dried maize still on the cob, and Teotl meaning deity. Chicomiocotl is the maize goddess, also known as Seven Serpent, and associated with agriculture. It is also associated with Quetzalcoatl and the group of stars known as the Pleiades. There is also mention of the Mayan maize god, Hunapu, and according to Mexican lore, the Mayans believed that human flesh was made of white or male and yellow or female corn. The corn deities created mankind from an ear of corn. The Iroquois Indians referred to corn as one of the three sisters in culinary, and whose livelihood centered around this crop, in particular with the women. The significance of Native American corn symbols is represented in their culture, symbolizing fertility, sustenance, and unity. According to Native Tribe Info, Native Americans believe corn holds great spiritual power and is used in various ceremonies and rituals as offerings to the spirits. The corn plant itself is said to have a spirit that watches over the people who cultivate it. It's my thought that one of the reasons spirits are associated with cornfields is because if you've ever stood in the middle of one, then you'll know that you can't be seen. Standing in the middle of a cornfield, many things can be done in secret, can't they? I believe that that has something to do with all of the references in the movies. There seems to be demonic activity and a demonic presence that is in the cornfields. And it seems to be associated with necromancing. I also wonder if large battlefields could have corn crops grown on them that cover up large massacres, if you will, for a lack of a better word. I mean, let's look at some of the movie references about demonic entities or alien entities being in the cornfields. I mean, there's Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. Well, where did all the baseball players come from? And those baseball players were deceased. They came out of the cornfields. What about the movie Signs? All the alien activity came out of the cornfields. So did E.T. And the references are not only to necromancy and divination, but also cannibalism. And it's an overwhelming reference in a lot of movies. And going all the way back to its origins, maize, or corn, has not only been a lucrative cash crop and a versatile cash crop. It's used for many, many things. But it also holds spiritual significance in the occult realm. Oftentimes, a place used for occult purposes, or should I say for occult rituals and ceremonies. So I'll leave you with this. And I think we should at some point cover maybe the biblical, like what the Bible has to say about this. But for now, I'll leave you with this, which is we should ask ourselves why we were conditioned or programmed so much in the movies and in the entertainment industry with these references to corn or maize. We know that everything that they do is with a purpose. So I think we should look at these questions intelligently, but with an understanding of the spiritual world that we really live in.